A system that blocks 270,000 independent voters from participating in the most important elections. We're finally giving voters a chance to change that.
So a group of Idahoans wanted to do something about how the Republican-dominated state conducts elections. So they have a question on the ballot now for all Idaho voters. Should the Gem State overhaul the election system? The proposed change from Idahoans for open primaries is to hold one primary election for all political parties. Top 4 vote getters, regardless of their party, would go on to the general election with a ranked choice format. And we've heard from Idahoans for open primaries, their supporters, and we have followed their process for more than a year. That has involved hurdles going all the way up to the Idaho Supreme Court. But now we are hearing from a new group formed with one goal: opposing this proposed change. A battle on the ballot about the ballot is set for November. Will Idahoans change the way elections are run? A new group of Idahoans hopes not.
Idaho Fair Elections PAC was designed to essentially oppose the open primary initiative and inform voters with regard to what it actually is.
Jake Ball is chairman of the Idaho Fair Elections PAC.
I got involved with this because I am a lifelong Idahoan. I think that our system of governance is really good. I saw this coming and I thought this is not great at all for our state. This is something that is damaging to our political dialogue, to our political participation, and it needs to be stopped.
There's concern that the pairing of an open primary with ranked choice voting, taking the top 4 in that primary regardless of the party for an instant runoff involving ranked choice, the concern is all of that is a confusing barrier.
In any given Idaho primary, it's usually between 24 and 27% of registered voters who turn up. So our first exercise is not to completely toss out the system that we have. Why don't we look at getting people who are registered to actually turn out?
There's also the concept from their perspective of, if the system isn't broke, why mess with it?
And I believe it's completely unnecessary to take a system that is working really well, toss it out, and then introduce a completely new scheme that, first of all, is difficult to explain and understand, but secondly, would cost Idaho at least $40 million.
Some in support of the idea say that the $40 million price tag is totally overblown by critics. I asked Secretary of State Phil McGrain about this figure.
We've estimated that it could cost as much as $25 to $40 million. That is an educated estimate based on what we have spent on election equipment in the past. Without really doing a competitive bid, there's no way to know for sure what this would cost our state.
The question of ballot access is another talking point of supporters of the idea. The concept that a heavily red Idaho basically decides all elections during the GOP primary. But Ball disagrees. He believes the system as is provides the same choice for all Idahoans.
If you are an unaffiliated voter, you have a ballot still. You can vote on a lot of things. And it takes literally less than 1 minute to get a party registration and to register with a party so you can participate in that election. It's very simple. The barrier to entry to vote in our primaries is very, very low. So if anybody says that unaffiliated voters are prevented from participating, that's just inaccurate.
So you can take a look from both perspectives. We had previously gone in depth with proponents of Proposition 1. We've explained ranked choice voting. The entire situation is at ktvb.com and the KTVB YouTube page. If you do have questions, and I see some coming in, send them our way.